Welcome and hello, soccer friends, to overcast and soggy Saginaw, Michigan for the 2022 MSYSA State Cup Final. My name's Robert Kerr alongside the Sports Video USA crew at the Saginaw Township Soccer Complex, and we're streaming live and it's being archived on the Michigan Youth Soccer YouTube channel. And we're just mere moments away from kickoff of the U13 Girls Premier State Cup Final between the Farmington Fusion and the Michigan Jaguars Huron Valley Green team. As this Fusion side has plenty of support here on our side of the field, and it is a battle of the top two teams in the P2 division, with this Jaguar side pipping Farmington Fusion by just 1 point. It should be an extremely close contest, with these table-topping sides clashing here, and their regular season matchup ended in a 1-1 draw, so it's anyone's game here today. And as Farmington Fusion, a grassroots club, the only age group that has a second team for this club, their head coach Matt Green has been coaching these girls since they were U7. This is his first coaching gig, coaches for his daughter, and he's been doing it ever since. And an all-volunteer club facing against a Goliath of Michigan soccer and the Jags. The Fusion get pumped up here ahead of this game, and it should be a good one. The path to these teams differ slightly, as the girls in all green that are going from left to right on your screen are 5-1-0 in this state cup run, scoring 18 times and conceding 4, while the girls going from right to left in the bright red tops and black shorts are the Farmington Fusion. They're undefeated in this cup run, scoring 22 goals and only conceding 3. There's a Fusion start on the front foot. They go down in the corner early. It gets lost over there in the corner and it gets thrown in. Looks like that ball rolls out for an early goal kick. I'll let you know that Farmington Fusion's path to the final, of course, undefeated. And there's some action here early as that's cleared out to midfield. They beat Cap City 2-0 in the quarters and then won 4-1 over Detroit City FC West Rouge to make it here to the club's first final on the girls' side. Only the second in club history, as the Farmington Fury on the boys' side won the club's first just last year. As that ball is put into the box, a little bit of indecision there between the Jaguars goalie and the center back. That's popped up on the far side, and the player slips there. It is wet conditions. It's been raining all day here in Saginaw. Going numerically through the starters, I'll start with Farmington, as they're on the ball. Number 1 is the goalkeeper, Ava Alvarado. Number 3, Reagan Fee. Number 4, Danica Smith. Number 7, Jazz Jennings. Number 8, Savannah Green. 9, Katerina Demopoulos. Number 11, Leah Greaves. Number 12, Ava Anzenberger. Number 13, Shanna Shaw. Number 14, Annika Jarowski. Number 17, Sophia Pacey. As that ball's thrown in on the far side, the Jaguars look to get a few touches in here as it's shipped in there, and here come the Fusion. That long ball is sent up, and she's in behind the defense. One-on-one with the goalie. Can she finish? It pops over the goalie. Left-footed strike is blocked by the defender. Another attacker attempts, and it's deflected up and out. I don't know how that wasn't in the back of the net. Big chance here early for Farmington Fusion. As a center forward for the Fusion just burst past this Jaguars back line. Farmington with the energy here in the opening moments of the game. Big chance there. Maybe that touch was just a little bit farther ahead of her. It got a little bit too close to the goalie, but when the ball popped over the goalie, it looked like the second striker for the Fusion was going to tap it in, but some heroic defending from the girls in green. And here they come again. Now there's a break in play. I'll give you Michigan Jaguars starters in numeric order. Number 1, Zaina Fakuri. Number 2, Lauren Regenton. Number 3, Ashlyn Lutz. 10, Isabel Green. 11, Mia Lawrence. 13, Breslin Scott. 15, Hadley Vaca. 16, Taylor Vogel. 18, Jocelyn Drummond. Number 25, Riley Carlson, the goalkeeper. And number 53, Morgan Scally. As that ball's popped over into the middle on the top of the D and it's put back there again, and it bounces in the box. And these numbers are a little tricky to spot from this distance. As the rain starts to increase its ferocity here in Saginaw. Thrown in on the far side. Knocked down for Fusion. This team in the red and black has rose through the ranks together. Definitely a grassroots club. As Jaguars look to reset here. In all green, playing from left to right on your screen. Sent long. The Fusion get on it again. Sent long to the right wing side. That's number 7 on the ball. Jazz Jennings, the 3rd highest scorer on the team. An impressive tally from this front 3 as the Jaguars intercept. And that ball slips through the middle, but center back Sophia Pacey able to clear long. Jaguars have to defend again. Their backs are against the wall here in these early moments of the U13 Premier State Cup Final. Fakuri did well there to get a few touches and get it to her teammate, and the ball remains with the Jags. Fakuri keeps battling, but is sent back. And here come the Fusion. And number 8, Savannah Green's run was stopped short there by Lauren Regenton. Throw goes back that direction. Out once again. And ball's in play and could be a dangerous pass across the middle. Coach Clegg definitely has a lot of personality and definitely fully invested in this side. I could see just watching them, there's a lot of inside things. There's a Lucky sanitizer bottle I overheard and a few other quirks. They had an intricate pregame pump-up cheer as there's a big foul here early as Fakuri is brought down pretty hard by the Fusion back line. The path here dramatic for the Jaguars.
Watch your line, Red.
Last kick of the game, penalty kick winner in the quarters. And then another 1-goal margin in the semis. Number 3, Ashlyn Lutz got the winner that put them here in the State Cup final. The center referee marking out a lot of steps for the wall here. Number 13 in green, Breslin Scott, looks to take. Big right foot, and it's high and just wide of the goal. Ava Alvarado able to get just enough on that one. Looked like it might sneak inside her post there, but that rocket shot is saved. This is going to be the first substitution for the Fusion, as number 8 comes off and number 2 goes in. Savannah Green is off. Number 2, London James, in. Taken short, bobbled, but goalie Ava Alvarado takes care of business and gobbles it up. She punts it. It bounces over the Jaguars midfield. It's dug out there by the Fusion, rebuffed by the Jaguars, and another foul there. Number 3, Reagan Fee, maybe came in just a tad late there. Just a little foul. These two teams tied 1-1 in the regular season and were divided by just 1 point in the regular season. And here comes the delivery. Bounces. Alvarado parries and gathers.
That's why you pull him up, defense. Good job.
Ava punts it. Finds her teammate. Bounces under her foot, but finds substitute. London. James, but gets away from her. And it's a Jags throw. Taken quick. Back in play. Oh. That looks like it's a foul called in favor of Farmington Fusion. Free kick taken, sliced in the middle of the field. Right-footed shot, skewed, but it might fall into the path, and it bounces away from the goalie. Blocked down there by the Fusion midfielder. Shanna Shaw did well to battle for that and keep that in the offensive zone, keep piling on this pressure on this Jaguars team. Right-footed shot, blocked. Reagan Fee goes wide, put back in the middle. Feels some contact, does Danica Smith, but it's eventually taken off of her.
Keep collapsing, Red. Keep collapsing.
Ball goes just past Fakuri and stays in bounds here on this left-hand side. Finds James, who found Fee, who launched it into the Jaguars mid-drift, but it eventually gets to Danica Smith, who was brought down, but no call. And that's a long shot from Shanna Shaw, but it goes wide for a goal kick. Jaguars have settled into this game now a little bit, but Fusion definitely putting some pressure on. But there's a huge chance early in the game as there was a breakaway one-on-one with the goalie that was somehow scrambled away by the recovering Jaguars defense. Scoreless here so far in the U13 Girls State Cup Final. Referee blows this one down. Looked like there was an infraction there. There's been a high foot there as Jaguars clear. 53 in green looks up. Morgan Scally, and she's find Fakuri. Fakuri dribbles in the box, just on the outside of the box. She is taken down, and it goes against the Jaguars. Somehow. Looked like Fakuri was going to get into the opponent's penalty area, but it's not to be. Taken short. Fakuri deflects that out of bounds, so it'll stay with Farmington. This Jaguars side on the ropes here as London James, the substitute, puts it in front Goalkeeper bobbles for a second, but it's finally collected. The rain continues. Play goes on. Here come the Jaguars. Here's Drummond. Looks to go to the middle. Trying to find Green. Isabel Green. That's popped up onto the head of Breslin Scott. Looks for a forward-looking player. There's Green. Looking for Fakuri. She tries to put it in. It's blocked down well by Annika Jarowski. Thrown in by Jags. Zaina Fakuri digs it out there. Finds a teammate. It's top of the box. Can the goalie make it there? And Isabel Green clanks the outside frame of the goal. Both teams with chances so far here in the first half of the U13 Premier State Cup Final, as number 8, Savannah Green, comes back in. And making her first appearance is number 89, Sophia Carpenter. Jazz Jennings off. There's a goal kick, taken short. And clipped over. And it stays in the hands, possession of the Jags. Fusion desperately trying to clear it out. Jaguars maintaining some pressure here. They find a little outlet though, Farmington does. And that touch is a little too heavy. And Breslin Scott able to send it towards her attacking teammates. Scally headed down to her teammate, but she's dispossessed. And Ava Asenberger was tackled away. And here's some space for Green. There's a Green on both sides of this contest. As Jaguars get in behind here, down in the corner. She cuts back, passes with her left. That's cut out with a left-footed clearance. Out for a Jags throw. And here's Lauren Regentin. Sorry. And that's out of bounds here. And it looked for a moment like Savannah Green was going to escape down this left touchline. And she's knocked down in the back by Breslin Scott. That's launched down the field, popped up by Scott. Dished back by Lutz. Good combination there. A couple passes in a row. And there's a collision. Play goes on. Here's London James. She drives down the right-hand side. She keeps it in. Looks for a cross. It gets across, but doesn't quite get the connection there. Looking for the feet of Danica Smith, but goes out for a goal kick. Goalkeeper Riley Carlson takes it short for the Jags as they try to build it out of the back. Intercepted by London James. Jaguars got a turn there in midfield and was looking for the run of Zaina Fakuri. But Farmington dispossessed them. Ball going back and forth here. As these top two teams in Premier 2 are duking it out here in the rain at Saginaw Township Soccer Complex. My name's Robert Kerr, alongside the Sports Video USA crew here, streaming live on the Michigan Youth Soccer YouTube channel. Visit miusoccer.org to find all of the games from championship weekend. as that ball is put back in the box, but goes out harmlessly for a goal kick, as there's going to be 2 Fusion subs. Coach Martin Clegg likes to switch up his players pretty often, both substitutions and in positions, it seems, as London James, or that was the wrong coach, sorry, Matthew Green, the coach of the Fusion, likes to switch it up position-wise and substitution-wise, as London James comes off. Number 10, Emma Sazdanovska comes in, as does Shanna Shaw.
Now we're good, Shanna, Reagan, we're good. Emma, stay. There you go,
Emma Sazdanovska, a couple years younger than the rest of these girls, playing up a couple age groups. She was injured, coming right back and getting in the mix of things here in the U13 Elite State Cup finalists. 2 girls go down very hard on the wet grass at midfield, and it's sent long but deflected out to the side. Here's Shanna trying to get around the defense. Shanna Shaw's dribbles, able to and the ball comes back out in possession of the Farmington Fusion. Morgan Scally did well to step in the way there, but it's Jaguars throw here. Jaguars clear. Flies over the head of Fakuri. Bounces over Sophia Pacey's head. Here's Fakuri. She cuts inside. She takes some contact, stays on her feet. And the other Fusion defender, I think that's Sophia Pacey, able to recover and knock that out of bounds after Fakuri made a nice move to cut inside one defender, unable to get around the second. And it's going to be a Jaguars corner. Number 13, Breslin Scott to take, and she delivers. Front post, goes all the way across the 6-yard box. Surprisingly, no touches on it. It comes back in front of the goal and cleared out again as the Jaguars start teasing around and having a moment of a little pressure here. Jaguars coach Martin Clegg giving some words of encouragement from the bench on the far side. Jaguars trying to put some pressure on this Fusion back line. Here's 4 in green, Alexis Armour. And the referee calls in favor of Farmington Fusion.
Free kick, Pacey. First 2, Red. Gotta get there first. Don't wait.
Free kick taken up the line, but comes straight out of bounds and bounces off the MSYSA sign right here in front of the camera in the media tent.
First 2. Can't wait for the ball. You gotta go at it.
Lauren Regenton throws. Finds a teammate, goes under her foot. Back to Regenton. Sliced out. It's Regenton in the chest. Goes out, bounce for Farmington throw. This Michigan Jaguars Huron Valley team based in Midland, or not Midland, but Milford, Michigan. So these two teams not divided by too much distance. Both Metro Detroit area teams. Milford and Farmington not too far away. Shanna Shaw looked to get it around the back of the Jaguars defense. And Fakuri does well. Nutmegs 1, goes past the second. The first defender recovers though and puts it back into the middle. There's a foul there. As the Fusion attacker coming back towards her own goal was knocked down.
Soon as it's in the air. Rebound, Red, rebound.
I got a note here that number 13, who's standing over the ball, has scored from 40 yards before. She might be trying to do the same. Right footer. It goes high, hard. Bounces off the goalie, but doesn't fall to the feet of a Fusion player. They gave it a shot and almost paid off. It bounced off the hands of Riley Carlson, but the Fusion unable to put home the rebound. As there's going to be 2 more subs here for the Fusion. Like I said, Coach Matthew Green definitely likes to keep the energy high. Lots of quick substitutions here as number 10, Emma Sazdanovsky, comes off as London James comes back on. It looks like number 7, Jazz Jennings, returns to the game as well for number 8, Savannah Green. So Jennings back in the match. As we're back underway here. James and Jennings back in play. Fusion throw. Cleared. Here's Fakuri. She doesn't have any helpers with her. She's got one to the right. She cuts to the left and is tackled. And that'll go wide there.
That's how we play defense, Pacey. Nice job.
Richardson throws. Deflected by Shaw, and she takes a heavy challenge here right in front of us and has a bit of a limp when she pops up. That was yellow card worthy for 13 in green. Breslin Scott came in very heavy there on her opposite number. Here's Sophia Pacey to take this free kick. Low on the ground. She'll get a chance. Pops it up into the box. It bounces. And number 16 in green put her body on the line. Taylor Vogel, she clears it out and got herself cleared out in the making. A little bit of chaos there in the Jaguars box as the ball bounced and a whole swarm of players closed in on the ball, and Vogel able to clear and earns a free kick. Moment of intensity here at the U13 Girls Premier State Cup Final. Scally getting dug in there, but it goes towards London James. Number 2, Lauren Regenton, able to do enough to get it away from danger. And that looks like that's going to be a Fusion corner. Number 17, Sophia Pacey's coming up from the back to take this kick.
Go, Red. Get it on net. Try it. Get up in there. Yes, you're ready. Tanner, get ready. You have the right one. Tanner, get in. Go, go, go.
Free kick delivered. Corner. Pops up. Bounces over a couple players. Gets away from the Fusion. Number 14 sends it back in towards James. She's corralled wide. James stays on the ball and puts it into the box. Cleared for a second. Stays with the Fusion. That's put back in the mix by Pacey. Shanna Shaw tried to get on the ball there as number 3, Reagan Fee, pins Jaguars deep with a throw. That ball hit the tent of one of these Fusion parents. There's a little tent colony running along each touchline, as it's been raining all day here in Saginaw. As number 18 in green duels with the number 12 in red. And it's ruled in the favor of Farmington. Number 8 for Farmington, Savannah Green, checking back in for Annika Jarowski. Defensive sub from Coach Kenneth Smith. Fusion looked to be preparing for a long throw. Big run up here. Taken. Bounces into the box. Cleared out by Jags. No nonsense stuff from the green number 16, who put her body on the line earlier when there was danger in her box. Strong so far here in the first half of the U13 Premier State Cup Final. That's cut out by the Jaguars, but just for a second. And that might fall into the path of Jennings, but eventually goes out of play there on the far side.
Come on, let's go. We need one. Tap in your step, Red. Let's go.
These two clubs very close to each other in results, but as far as club size, little David and Goliath is Fusion, a volunteer organization, and Jaguars now one of the biggest clubs in the state. As that's cleared out by the Jags over to the far side. I think that was number 11, Mia Lawrence, putting that out into touch. And here comes another throw. Deflected again by the Jaguars. That's popped up. Stays in play towards James. Pops up a few times. And that pops up into the arms of the Jags, but no call. Sent up long by the Fusion center backs. And there's a long kick. That's going to test the goalie, but Riley Carlson able to gather that one in cleanly. That's going to bounce over Fakuri. Now it's sliced to the near side. Jaguars player slips, but her teammate helps her out as there's a whistle behind the play. And maybe foul as the ball was cleared. Breslin Scott takes, sends it across the middle, and it's kind of doing some tennis here in the middle of the third of the park right at the moment. And here come the Jags. Fakuri, she's been strong on the ball so far. It gets around one, but not the second, which has been a pattern so far. So that's good supportive defense from the Fusion. Is a collision there as Lauren Regenton bumps down Shanna Shaw. Free kick taken. That splits two Jaguars, but it's sent long. And that might be a challenge for center back Pacey, and she eventually puts it out into touch, and she stays down on the ground after hitting the deck. The referee and a teammate come check her out as the referee calls for a trainer. So it's more than just a hard fall on the ground. We're seeing the first trip from the medical cart in a while. As the cart goes through a mess of people to come check on the injured Farmington Fusion player. The Jaguars congregate here in the middle of the field, getting themselves organized as the Fusion come get a bit of a pep talk from Coach Kenneth Smith. There might be an extended break here, as I just noticed that my chair is sitting out in the rain. So, not gonna sit down there as the trainers continue to look at the injured Fusion player, and you really hope that it's not serious. And wow, what service here to get a chair wiped down and feel like I'm the king of the castle. Jaguars now go to their sideline and have a chat with head coach Martin Clegg, as the injured player from Farmington still on the ground. Sophia Pacey is the injured player, thank you. She's sitting up now. She was on her side. And maybe some discomfort in her hip is being speculated here on the side. The winner of this match here today will advance to compete in St. Louis, Missouri for the Regional President's Cup. In just a couple weeks here, on June 16th, as injured player Sophia Pacey looks to be in a good amount of discomfort, as she does walk off under her own steam, but she doesn't look too comfortable. Her day could be done here, unfortunately. We hope she's okay and it's just a bad knock, but she does not look comfortable as she walks her way slowly back to the bench. We are approaching the...
Come on, Red, you got this.
Yeah, we're into the stoppage time here in the first half, but there should be lengthy stoppage time after the injury to Sophia Pacey. As that attack from Farmington is pegged back by the Jaguars. Lofted towards the left winger. And Savannah Green did well to poke that away. That looked like a dangerous moment on the left side. Fakuri tried to slice her way through the back line, but nothing doing this time. Thrown in by the Jags on the far side. Out once more. Jags throw. Nil-nil here as we approach halftime in the U13 Premier State Cup Final. In again. It trickles its way into the box and put back into touch for another throw.
Regroup, let's go.
That's thrown in. It's off the chest of Scally. Put out once more, and the ball definitely hanging around on the far side of the field here in the late stages of the first half. In again. Bounced up and over by the Fusion. Cleared for the moment, and the Jaguars attempt to get it in the danger zone. Goes out for a goal kick, so 0-0 it remains here as the rain continues to fall here in Saginaw. Pretty much the entirety of the day it's been drizzling. Only brief moments as it tapered off as goal kick's taken by a Farmington defender. Another throw in on the far side. Jaguars take it. And there is the halftime whistle. And as we take a break, we are broadcasting on the Michigan Youth Soccer YouTube channel. It's going to be archived there for anyone wanting to check in later, and links to all the games happening throughout the weekend. You can visit MichiganYouthSoccer.org. So we're going to step away for just a minute and catch our breath here in the U13 Girls Premier State Cup Final, and the score remains 0-0 here at the break. Hello and welcome back, soccer friends, to an increasingly soggy Saginaw as it has been raining all day. And we're at the halftime break, about to restart for the second half in the U13 Girls Premier State Cup Final. Scoreless at the break, but plenty of chances for both sides. Biggest chance probably came in the opening moments. There's a Farmington Fusion that are now going from left to right, and the bright red tops and the black shorts are going left to right, and the Jaguars Huron Valley 09 green team going right to left. And it is getting slippery out here. Plenty of players hitting the deck, as I've seen 3 already here in the first 10 seconds. As that pass from Jazz Jennings is blocked away. Here's Fakuri, who's been excellent moving forward. Hasn't had a real chance on goal yet, though. Jazz tries to play in her teammate. And that might break. It almost seemed like that would be in the path of Danica Smith. But it's dealt with there and gobbled up by the Jaguars goalie. Under pressure from Curry. And it's a Farmington Fusion throw. These two teams very evenly matched, as is reflected on the scoreboard. They tied 1-1 in their first matchup. As Fakuri hits the deck and looks at the ref, but nothing doing. That ball bounces around and is eventually dealt with at the back by Katerina Demopoulos. Haven't said her name much, but they're pitching a clean sheet as it stands. That's hooked out and comes across the front of our media tent here. Definitely a chilly 63 degrees here in mid-Michigan, and the rain's starting to lighten up a little bit, but it sure is wet. As every time someone gets himself off the deck, they try to give themselves a shake off and wipe down. That ball kicked ahead by Breslin Scott. That gives a little bit of awkward moment there as Fakuri's on the ball. She dribbles into the box. Ball's and the referee's called a penalty here.
Referee! That's a red kick! She was obstructing her! She was completely obstructing. The green player was obstructing her!
And as Fakuri was dribbling into the box, 2 players off the ball collided, and the referee is going to have a conversation with his linesman.
Our player's taken down by them.
And the referee is having a conversation with the linesman. As it stands, it's a penalty kick, and it looks like that's going to be the call. Fakuri steps up to take. Riley Carlson. Or no, Ava Alvarado, my apologies. Ava Alvarado between the pipes for Farmington. And Zaina Fakuri. Let's give her team the lead from the spot. Right-footed strike. She puts it in the top corner, and Jaguars strike first here in the U13 Premier State Cup Final. Center referee explaining to the coaching staff that there was a trip off the ball as the two players were running centrally when Fakuri was dribbling in that caused that penalty kick, and referee also reminding the coaching staff to tell their sign line to calm down as referee faced a fair amount of pushback after that call. But it's 1-0 Jaguars here in the second half of the U13 Premier State Cup Final. Fakuri tried to break away there, but was defended well as Green number 10 threw her body in there. Isabel Green, big time collision. As that collision was rewarded with a free kick, as number 11, Leah Greaves, kicks it up. That squirts through the legs of the Jaguars defender as James centers the ball, but it gets away from Jasmine.
Come on, back in it, back in it. Come on, Jazz, there you go. There you go.
Jazz centers the ball. Danica slams it off of the Jaguars' body. And it Jaguars look to dribble out. And that was a heck of an effort there by Danica Smith to try to keep that pressure on. That ball's sent up the left side, and Jaguars in green try to corral it. They put it into some space. And it's put out of bounds here on the near side. Number 53, Morgan Scally, was trying to find Fakuri.
You've done this before. Come from behind. Do it again.
Ava Smith dispossessed as she was trying to collect the ball on the top of the box, and the Jaguars look to build on the right-hand side. Almost every moment or interaction ends up with a player on the ground here now. Lots of physical play here. Ball's in. James dispossessed by the Jaguars defense. This Jaguars team really starting to throw up a strong back line, and they look to move forward. Here's Fakuri. She gets in the back line. She might get there before the goalie. She knocks it around the goalie. The net is open. There's 3 red shirts in there. Fakuri can't get ball back to the ball quick enough to send it in before those red shirts descended on her. And she almost got her second of the game. She danced around Ava Alvarado. Jaguars throw. They're in deep in the Farmington half. But here's a right-footed shot. Is not going to trouble Alvarado's net. That was number 13, Breslin Scott, who received a yellow card earlier in the game with that right-footed attempt, as 2 substitutions for Farmington Fusion come on. Number 10, Emma Sazdanovsky back in, as is 89, Sophia Carpenter. That goal kick deflects off of Fakuri. That goes through a few and is eventually cleared by the defense. Only as far as another Jaguars player.
Come on, stay on it.
Nice passing here from the Jaguars in the middle of the park. Dispossessed by Anzenberger. But again, here's Fakuri. As they both hit the deck, Fakuri pops up first. She's on the ball. She cuts to the left-hand side, and keeps going. And it looked like Fakuri may have fouled, but no whistle, as the bench and the cheering section on this side of the field disagreed. Fakuri growing and growing into this game. Well, that goes over the foot of Savannah Green, but into the hands of Alvarado as she punts it up to midfield. A good combination for a moment as Sazdanovsky continued her run, but the return pass just a little bit ahead of her. It goes past her again. She was bypassed as Jaguars pass well, and they launch it towards Fakuri, but it's over her head, and it does slow down in the grass and stays in bounds. Good win for the Farmington backline as they bank it off Fakuri for a deep throw. They advance it up the line a little bit as Breslin Scott knocks it out of bounds. Another throw in. And they came off of the hand of Sazdanovsky there just in front of us. Scott looks to take, delivers, goes over the head of the defender, and through the legs of the next. The 14, Annika Jarowski, able to sweep it to the side for the moment. As that ball's back in the box towards goal. It bounces up on Alvarado, and Fakuri makes it 2. Looks like Ava Alvarado shaken up on that play as the Fusion coaching staff continues to ask for some calm, but you can see why they might be displeased. Call's not necessarily going their way, at least from their take, but Alvarado stays down and she looks visibly shaken as there's 2 training carts here. As we're getting deeper and deeper into the second half. And as it stands, it's 2-0 to the girls in green. We're approaching the 49th minute of a 70-minute match here as Alvarado is back on her feet.
Hey, Red, focus on the game. He's taking momentum. We can get this back.
So now it's 2. After a scoreless first half, Jaguars Huron Valley 09 Greens number 1 Zaina Fakuri gets her second, 1 from the PK spot, and then she taps in from close range to make it 2. As Fusion need a response. Jags throw on the far side. About 20 minutes to go left in this contest. Net ball too strong for Emma Sazdanovska to catch up to. She was in a good position. She was in some space, but just a little bit too far ahead of her. As the Jags look to build out of the back and Fusion press. They get around the back. Left-footed delivery. Almost finds Sazdanovska. That goes into the midfield and it stays in there on the far side. I thought it was going to run out of bounds, but it stays alive. As number 53 in green, Morgan Scally, gets it out to the right-hand side, but here come the Fusion. That ball's centered. Chip towards the on-rushing Sazdanovska, but gobbled up there by Riley Carlson in the Jaguars' net. Over the head of Fee.
Get back, Annika. Reset, quick, quick.
Scally knocks it along and comes back to her. She uses her left foot to center it. Doesn't make its way all the way to Fakuri. Here's Sazdanovska, but it bounced up onto her hand.
Turn around. Emma, first two, Red. You can't let it bounce. You can't let it skip. Emma, watch the short here.
Long kick taken. Goes to the right side. Number 4 in green challenges Alexis Armour. As a pair of subs are ready to come on for Fusion. That's like number 10, Sazdanovska off, as well as Carpenter, and the combo of Jasmine Jennings and London James are back in the game. That's that third time being subbed back in. Right-footed corner, it's taken, met at the near post and flicked across as a right-footed shot. Goes just a little high and wide, but that was a dangerous moment. Number 15, Hadley Vaca, stepping up to get to that ball. She put her right foot through it, but not on target. As a Jaguar sub on the far side. As number 10, Isabel Green, that comes off. Looks like number 17, Geneva Willis on. Free kick given to Fusion. And starting to get into desperation mode a little bit here in the 53rd of a 70-minute match.
Come on. One on.
Some good footwork here on the near side as Fakuri and Anzenberger dueled.
All right, reset. Get back. Drop. Just keep playing, Red. Let's go, ladies. We got time. Danica, come on. Let's get one. Danica, London, let's go.
Vaca throws. Blocked.
Come on, Jazz.
Vaca again. Throws. Tipped away by Farmington. Out to the midfield. Scott puts it back into the danger zone. Headed away by the back line of Fusion. This could be a possible counterattack. knocked in the path of London James, but a little bit too far, and the challenge ruled a foul as that ball went a little bit too far ahead of her.
Come on, Rev, one at a time. One good pass, one good goal.
Down 2 with under 20 to go. Free kick taken.
Way to use your head, Annika.
Sent back.
Be there first, Rev.
And that ball's knocked on, but Fusion unable to get there before Riley Carlson, who hasn't had to do too much here in the second half. There's been some balls sent wide of her net. No saves come to mind as there's a collision here at midfield. Danica Smith gets on the ball here, turns, gets on her right foot, but kind of snatches as that shot and
Keep it up, Fusion, keep it up.
forces a save out of Carlson.
Keep it up, Fusion. Keep shooting. One will go in.
That was a great turn and strike there by Danica Smith, but not far enough to the side there to sneak in. Shanna Shaw gets past a defender momentarily, and that goes towards Fakuri. Fakuri's got 2 on the day. Good tracking back by Fusion. Jasmine Jennings knocks it on. Smith chases. Jennings knocks it too far ahead. Need a little composure there as there looked to be a situation developing in their favor. That ball bounces past Ava Anzenberger, who tackled the Jaguars player to spring that counterattack just a moment ago. Scally plays it for Fakuri, who's away and in the box. And good save by Ava Alvarado. Her best save of the day as Fakuri was looking for a hat trick there.
Gotta mark up, Fred. First 2. You get there first.
And there's a new banner on display from the Fusion supporters group. Is fire up. And they do need to get fired up because they're 2 goals down. And time is ticking away. And the Jaguars have a corner. Sent in. Blocked down by Shanna Shaw. She clears it out into touch.
It's okay, it's okay. Keep it up. About 10 minutes.
Hadley
ladies.
Vaca to throw.
Get one.
It's in.
One, then another one.
Fakuri centers the ball. Goes over the defender's foot. Turn. Alexis Armour dispossessed on the edge of Farmington's box. But she's got some wheels and she's making up some ground. She forced a wayward pass there. Great run by Alexis Armour. And please forgive me if that's Armour. But it's a Farmington Fusion throw. Farmington are down 2 goals in the first final appearance for the girls' side of the club. Jaguars with 2 second half goals here in the cup final. That free kick is put into the attacking third and cleared away by Farmington. as there's a Jaguar substitution. Morgan Scally looks to be coming out, and she's had a very strong performance in the middle of the park for Jaguars. Sent up for Fakuri to chase. Popped up by the Fusion defense. There's Armour. She's challenged, and it's out of bounds for Jag's throw. Back in play. Out once more. Number 21, Allie Gaines, is going to make her way into the game for London James. Didn't look like a legal throw, but we continue to play. Armour sends it into the arms of Ava Alvarado. She punts it. It's going to bounce. Oh, it's chopped down there by Scott. Once again by Lutz. Lutz follows it up and sends it up and out of play. Not much between these two, even though there's a 2-0 score line. Is a questionable PK call, and there's definitely some argument to be had about the second goal too. Very tight game. There's a foul on the far side there. Free kick deep in their own defensive half. Trying to kick it long on all these. She had an option short, but gets poked along that far side. Ball back in play. As we're into the 64th minute of a 70-minute match. Free kick for Jags. We're into the time of the game where a comeback would be something special. As Fakuri tries to chase that down. And here's Jennings on the ball. She's got support behind her. And a couple numbers ahead of her. She keeps it in the touchline. She dribbles ahead, her touch a little bit heavy. Is Jocelyn Drummond able to take care of business there? Or actually, they might have been Taylor Vogel, excuse me. Number 21, Allie Gaines gives chase and gets the ball on the foot of Smith. Sliding tackle from Scott, wins the ball. It's back in the direction of Jasmine. Scott, or Smith, turns, continues. She cuts inside one. Good defense there as Vogel was there to cover. Another slip as Farmington get a throw.
Come on, Red, keep it down here. Come on, Leah, send it. Go, 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 go.
Header from Jennings. It skips away from her. She was surrounded by 3 green shirts. That ball's popped into the middle of the field. A little bit of miscommunication there in the middle. And that ball bounces once and up and into the hands of Riley Carlson. This game truly a game of narrow margins here as the Jaguars player whistled for the push. Shaw sends it long. Skips off the foot of Scott. But she recovers well. And she finds her teammate in the advanced position. And Green sends it up to the right, but
They're trying to push every time. Every time. Running through with elbows, charging. Oh, that's their kick. That's their kick.
looks like throw in here for Jags. Trying to get in behind that defense, and offside is called. Yeah, went over the end line there, deeper than I could see from this vantage point. Goal kick taken very short. Cleared up the right side, looking for Jennings. Goes over her head. Vaca prods it out of bounds. Time running out for Fusion. Here comes the throw. Up to Jennings. It gets to her. Smith tries to get it back to Jennings. As the girls in green get it out of their half. And that's behind the attacker. Comes back over the top of Anzenberger. And Fakuri is on the ball. Dribbling down to the corner flag by the looks of things. As there's a topple over in there in the corner, and Isabel Green is up there with Fakuri. Can't quite see over the tents, but looks like it's out for Farmington throw, and it goes down the line. Up and into the face of Vaca.
Katarina, they're trying to run the clock down, so you can't let her just dribble her.
That one sent across. Gets ahead for Scott, or Smith to chase rather. But the touch off of the knee of Danica Smith just a little too heavy, and it gave Riley Carlson the opportunity to pick that one up. That one back in for Smith. Can she start a comeback? And she is knocked down hard, and it's put out for a Farmington corner. Time running out for Fusion. Corner taken. Short of the near post. Off the thigh of Jennings. And Fakuri clears it out. And it's a free kick there as Fakuri was clipped by Shaw there. She cleared it out. There's a long ball looking for Fakuri. Doesn't make it that far. Here's Anzenberger. Gets past Vaca. Vaca battles back. And that one goes out of bounds once more. Here's Vaca. Throws. Looking for Fakuri. Katerina Demopoulos with the throw. She's taking a lot. Comes off Demopoulos' foot for a Jags throw. And Isabel Green runs down the line, but it's not taken quickly this time. Trying to run down the clock now as we are in the late stages of this game. Now into injury time here. We played two 35-minute halves in the U14 age range. So we are now into injury time here, and Farmington need two. Smith might get there. But this Jaguars defense continues to do well. But here's Shaw. Her touch too heavy, and it allows the defense of the green team to advance. And it's on the foot of green now. It looks like she's going to dribble to the corner flag. Green and green battle in the corner. This Jaguars back line starting to celebrate with each other a little bit as they've been able to maintain this clean sheet against this high-scoring Farmington Fusion team who's done so well to make it to the first final. But it is Michigan Jaguars, Huron Valley 09 Green, who has won the U13 Premier State Cup. It was a scoreless first half, but the Jaguars got two through Zaina Fakuri, first from the penalty spot, and in the second, moments later, to take it. Razor-thin margins in this game as it was a very, very evenly matched game. Their regular season matchup was a 1-1 draw. And then this one, very close, but the Jaguars put two in the back of the net. And as we wrap it up here at Saginaw Township Soccer Complex, I want to send a special thanks to Diego Coltan, Vice President of Operations at Sports Video USA, and also special thanks to Marcelo Cishek, the assistant to Diego Coltan. Special thanks to them. My name's Robert Kerr, and it's been a pleasure to be alongside the Sports Video USA crew for 8 matches together here, including this one between Farmington Fusion 09 Black. But it ends up being the winners, Jaguars, Huron Valley 2-0 here in Saginaw. So special thanks to everybody, and we're out of here from Saginaw. So one more time, we're signing off on the Michigan Youth Soccer YouTube channel. And if you want to find any of these games, you can check out the YouTube channel or find links to them all at miyouthsoccer.org.